Hi, my name is Teresa Adedigba. I'm the CEO of Olori Perfumes and More and the convener of SME Verified Vendor.
If there are workers around here now, and I trip here, this organization is vigorously liable in law, custodian, vigorously liable for my injury. But if they put a sign here saying wet floor caution, at that point, if I trip and fall, I think they have restricted. And that's why when you go into car parks, they will say at your own risk. Well, it's not that they want anybody to come and steal in their car park or that they want your things to be lost there, but they put in place measures because they don't their risk register. So every business, how many of you have a risk register? A risk register. So if there's any one assignment you take away from here, have a risk register.
Like an assessment, like a risk assessment.
Yes. Ask yourself.
Accident reports.
Yeah. Ask yourself 10 questions. What are the 10 things that can destroy your business today? And then put them on the traffic light principle. Use the traffic light for it. Amber, green, red. Red is a no-no. Green is go. Amber is caution. Yeah? So put it there and look at those things and say, if Nigerian government says that no importation of materials anymore, then that will affect my fabric business. Can Nigerian government do that? It's possible. Yes. Can they do that in the next 5 years? Not necessary. So that's an amber. So if they do that, can I still be selling? Of course you can be selling. Because immediately you put that risk there, the first thing that goes to your mind is, well, why can't I just partner with an international company, China, and let them be giving me my products? I don't work in this business. I don't know your industry, but I can tell you now that you could sign a contract with a Chinese company, and when you sign that contract with them, immediately people pay you your money for the product. You advertise team. Is it team? You call this your head. There's one contract. Team both. Immediately your head. Immediately you advertise it. There are companies now. If you go to them and say, I sell hair, I want to help you sell your product, they will create a website for you. They will put your name on it. And then they will automate it in a way that when they pay the money, your commission comes to you straight. So you could sell 100, you can sell 200, you can sell 300, but you remove all the risks. You remove the risk of creating a website that can fall. You remove the risk of somebody tapping into your internet and stealing your money. You see, so these are the kind of things that you need to do from a risk perspective. That's external. We're just talking about external now. You know, there are external threats to your business. Reviews. So one of the things you do is that you talk about reviews, you get people to review your business. But you must have a system in place to be able to review. So there are certain websites that help you, that gives you a lot when people review your products. So you should sign up with it. Will a bad review affect my business? Of course it will. How can I mitigate against that? I will respond to this request within 24 hours. If it's a mistake on our part, we will apologize. If it is It's not a mistake on our part. We will ask the individual to withdraw that statement, otherwise we take them to court. So you put the measures in place to make sure that you prevented your business from being affected by that external threat. Let's talk about internal threats. There are internal threats to your business. The internal threat could be the environment, and it could be people around you. Because like my brother said, the money is good, but there's stress in putting it together. I had a business once. I had a magazine. I was producing the magazine. The magazine was going well. We did the first month, second month, third month, fourth month, sixth month. It was black and white then. And the guy was a pastor. Praise the Lord. So I then said, let's move to color. The guy said, color is going to cost X amount of money. Can I pay it in 3 installments? He said, yes, sir. Now, first installment, second installment. Then, what happened with that stress that man spoke about happened to me. I got to the airport to pick up the magazine that this man had been creating for the past 5 months that he's working. Only to get there, when I saw the magazine, I almost had an heart attack instantly, because the magazine was completely out of what we agreed. And that was how that business collapsed. I could easily have done that business in the UK. I've been printing my magazine from the UK. I wanted to print it from the German because it's cheap and everything. And because the man is a pastor. Did I do my research about the man? No. Did I know did I put in place measures like security measures, like insurance, to say that if my product don't spoil, I will get X amount of money? Did I do that? No, I didn't. So I have learned from that. Now, at the moment, I run a consultancy firm and we provide travel advice. If you want to go to the UK, even if they destroyed your team, I do that advice. And I have lawyers working for me. But then, I took people on board who are law students or people that have graduated from here. They have no clue about UK, Nigeria, UK immigration law. So they are not a risk to my business. Because they can't take the business from me and go and do it on their own. They will fail. So I can take a business, get my money and give it to them and say, do A, do B, do C on my behalf, and they will do it. But they can't take my bill. But if I do charge and bail, and I'm in London, and I have lawyers working for me, that's the end of my business now. Because they will go there, they will do their business, they will pocket my money. But this one, they can't pocket it. For the past 5 years, I've been doing it, and I've not had a problem. Why? Because I've looked at my risk. I've looked at it and said, yes, I can take Nigerian lawyers because they don't know the business, and even when they know it, because law is just like business. It changes, the thing changes. So if they do one case today and I give them all the thing and they've seen the paperwork, that doesn't mean they can do the next case that is coming. That's the beauty of law. But I'm making my money, cool money, and I have an office I'm using and I'm happy. I didn't say because I'm a big boy from London, I'm going to rent a big office. No, I went to a friend and I said, can I rent a desk in your office? And I paid for that desk. And then I put my clients or my staff on zero contract, which is what I wanted to talk to this brother about. You don't need to take the staff full time. You can take zero contract. We are doing a bonus. Our bonus. We know that we have high requests over the weekend. You will work for the weekend. I will pay you 5,000 naira for weekend, or I pay you 2,000 naira for weekend for that job. Simple. There's no need for hire the person from Monday to Friday when you know that they will only work for you for weekends. And then you pay them, we call it zero contract in the UK. Simple, easy. No insurance loss, you just pay them the money and it's done. So it's those kind of things. If you're doing security too, it's the same thing. You come and work for me for weekend and you do the same. So those are the kind of things, and you need to know the staff that is working with you. You need to do a background check on your staff. And some of you, please do not think local. Take your business to the next level. Make your business international. Wake up in the morning and say, I am the CEO of an international company. What is my plan for the next 10 years? The same way you are doing your risk assessment, do your plan. If you have a shop, who is the DPO in your area? Do you know your DPO? No. So if they come to your shop, who do you go to? You don't know. Do you know the fire brigade in your area if you are cooking from your house? If your gas explodes, do you have the fire brigade number in your thing? Have you gone there and even gone there and take food there and say, I cook food, I live in this place, this is my business, this is just a food for you to do, just to say, I live there, I just want to appreciate the work that you do. If they hear there is fire in your house, you don't need to call want them, they will be there. Because you value them. It is what you value that will work for you. So I am not here to talk too much, but I also want to talk about one thing before I let you go, because I said I was going to speak for only 7 minutes. You need to have a security plan. Your security plan must talk about you, because you are the CEO. If they kidnap you, what will happen to your business? Your business will collapse. Most of the business in Nigeria collapse because there is no business continuity plan. What is the business continuity plan for your business? If there is a fire that prevents us from coming here, now how will we hold this event? Do we have a second plan? Are we going to move in somewhere else? Are we going to go online? How do we intend to do it? So you must have a security plan. You must have a business continuity plan. If my laptop collapsed today, and that laptop has all your information of your contact, how will you take your business forward? It shows that you must have a secondary contact point for your business. Most of you have business online. And how many of you, all your contact online, how many of you have saved them? To save the contact, so that if your system collapses at this point, you know all their contact is, you can load it again. All you need to do is get a USB, put it there, and just take pictures of all your contacts and snap it and keep it. That's your business continuity plan. So that if anything happens to your business, you can pick up your business again in the next few minutes. Most of us are not doing that. How many of you are your contents that you've used? Have you saved your content somewhere so that you can reuse it? How many of you have done copyright on your contents so that people cannot use your content again? Those are the things that you need. But let me end with this. You need to have a stakeholder management system, structure, and you need to also have a succession plan. Succession plan means that if you want your business to be a family business, try to start getting your family involved. Get your wife involved. Get your son involved. This is of age. Get him to print flyers. Get him to do something for you. Do that. If it's your wife you want to get involved, get your wife involved. But you must have a risk register. You must have a business continuity plan. You must have a list of contacts. Sometimes it's just to have contact. Talk to people. I am into this business. How are you? I know you might not need me now, but I know you can introduce 5 or 6 people to me. You do it anyway with your business. Oh, buy this thing for buy this thing for £10 and introduce, or for 100 naira, introduce 5 people to me. Your interest might just be, maybe instead of it being 20 naira, and that be 15 naira. But that person will buy because of that 5 naira you know, but it's giving you another 5 person. That 5 person you get 75 naira from them. So it's about having that kind of things in place. Let me at this point stop here and wait for any questions that you might want to ask.
One of us, Mr. Olodo. Please, do you have any questions? Questions, observations, suggestions, contributions, subtraction? Nobody? Okay.
With the way my business is, I don't think I need to take a big stop, because sometimes I produce for people who resell and put their brands on it. And then sometimes when I produce to even sell, most people that I sell to around my areas are my friends, family and friends, maybe at work, their workplace or their store, or the international students that are in my school, that are the ones that order. So I don't think I really need like a store. Now that is saying that you have to have a store, you need to inspect and do all these other things. So I'm thinking that what do I do? Do I now go and meet people who already have a NAFDAC registration? Because some people came to meet me that yes, they have like a pure water company already and they have NAFDAC, then I can just be paying something. But I'm thinking, when their business collapse, what happens to me? Then what if something now happens, then they want me to be like, I will just be in the room. Like, what can I do in this situation?
Okay, 2 things actually for anybody to stand with. Is it money that is the problem that is causing it? This is how much I will need to get there. Is it to get a building? Because you see, they say they want a building, but you could come here, for example, and say to them, you have a kitchen here, just behind here. Can I use your kitchen for 2 times a week, to cooking? And the reason I say 2 times a week or once a week, you could even say, can I use your kitchen for 3 hours? Because if you tell them, can I use your kitchen, they will tell you 5 million. But if you tell them, I want to use your kitchen for 1 hour, they will say, okay, we'll charge you 1 hour money of 1,000 naira or 5,000 naira. But what that means is that you now have a place that you can use free of charge. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's about being innovative in the way you take your business. You tell them in partnership with Lagos State, Ikoyi Hotel, they have a good, excellent thing, and I use their kitchen. This is the kitchen I use. But you can't meet their management now because they're looking for money. I tell them, can I be coming here every Friday, Saturday night, Sunday morning to use your kitchen? But you've already signed a contract, and the contract will just say you sign contract with so food to use our kitchen. It will not say that you're using it for 1 hour or 2 hours. So that is the smartness there. But now you could also enter into a strategic partnership with some of those other companies so that your business is not static. So you will start working with them, but it's just a temporary thing until you get your own thing. So you will use them temporarily to get when you sign a contract. And if you know that the type that can want to take over your business or use it to do a trademarking for your business, have an agreement on non-disclosure. So for example, I'll tell you now, I'll say to them, I'm working with you, for example, and I'm producing you banana chips with so ingredient. Because I'm working in your place, you might know the secret of my trade, how I'm doing it. Once I am not working with you anymore, there is a trade ban, there's a ban on you for the next 2 years. Not to do that by business or not to do it within 5 miles. If you do it, you pay me 10 million. Put it inside the contract. So they might not even read it, but they are in trouble because if they do that, you see, that's the reason I'm talking about risk. You talk to the right people, you put these things in place, then you have nothing to fear. Just like I said, you can have a multi-stream approach. You know you want to get your NADA number, but before you get it, you need to do certain things. Enter a contract with those people. Most of them will think that you're coming to use them, but you are not. All you're doing is just using them. And remember, I talked about your tiger. Your tiger is this company. I've worked with Lagos State Hotel. I've worked with so company because there are no names. So those are your tigers. And when you go out there and say, my name is so, I've worked with this, then people are ready to listen to you because you've used your tiger. Just like my brother said, you know, because he's used Big Brother, because he's worked with Big Brother, he's been on the Big Brother show, people do not doubt his credibility and integrity. And that is what you need. You just need a tiger in front of you to help you to get to where you want to get to.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Olodo, please. Pictures, please.
Welcome once again to the Business Summit, which was pioneered by SME vendors and also in partnership with one of our key and strong stakeholder and supporter in the person of Mr. Temitope Olodo. He has a lot of things to talk to us about. Of course, we learned a lot when he spoke about security and how to assess your business and also improving your business when it comes to business continuity. So I'm going to give him the ground to talk to us and give us a little tips and message on how to go about our business. Over to you, Mr. Temitope.
Thank you so much for having me. It was great to be here. I saw lovely people who desire to move their business forward. I was excited to be, in the midst of great people who are going to do great things. If you've not done anything before, this is the best thing that could ever have happened. I'm excited that this event was put together by SME vendors. In order to take their message to the next level, to ensure that their people move away from being micro to macro, to ensure that they move away from being local to international. And I think this event is timely. I think it's relevant, especially in the season where we are in Nigeria. And I'm quite pleased and happy to be part of this. Happy to be part of this great event. It is my hope and prayer that as we move this thing forward, as we excel, in this organization, this group will continue to grow from strength to strength, and that the leaders, under the leadership of Mrs. Teresa, that these people, these unique individuals will take their business to the next level. And this medium event, this first event, will be a highlight of great things to come. Thank you so much.